Hello and welcome to Drexel Newman. Right out of the gate, I would like to apologize for the excessive lintiness of my shirt. I didn't take the lint trap out of my dryer this morning, and I paid the price. So friends, today is two things. It is the feast day of St. Nicholas, and it is also early in Advent, and we're rapidly approaching Christmas. And I thought I would combine these two timely happenings while addressing a certain pet peeve of mine, and do a brief comparison of St. Nicholas and Santa Claus. Please note, we're straying way out of basic church doctrine here and rocketing straight towards editorialism. That being said, St. Nicholas, a bishop of Myrna from the 4th century, lived on the coast of what is now modern-day Turkey. So right off the bat, we can dispel the Aryan-featured myth that we see on the Coke can. The historical details of his life are largely lost, but the two most famous examples of the kind of person St. Nicholas was are also, I think, the most historically likely. Firstly, and perhaps most famously, he secretly gave money by throwing bags of coins through a window to a man whose poverty was so extreme he was about to sell his daughters into prostitution to keep them from starving. And yes, if he had windows, he had a house, and if he had a house, why didn't he sell the house? I don't know. I wasn't there. Anyway, some versions of the story actually have St. Nicholas dropping the money down the chimney, which is where we get Santa coming down the chimney to deliver his gifts from. I mentioned two things, though. Secondly, and perhaps more notoriously, he became a high-profile figure at the Council of Nicaea. The Council of Nicaea was one of the most important ecumenical councils in church history, and it's where we get a lot of what we believe about Jesus from. Every Sunday we say the Nicene Creed, which affirms things like Jesus' divinity and his oneness with God the Father. This council was called because a heretical bishop named Arius was claiming that Jesus was not completely one with the Father, but was instead sort of a lesser god or a demigod. Now, St. Nicholas's biggest contributions at the Council of Nicaea were twofold. One, he signed the Nicene Creed. Great. Secondly, he punched Arius in the face. That's right, guys. He punched a guy because the guy taught something wrong about who Jesus was. Doesn't seem like that jolly old elf, does it? And I guess here's my point. How do you think St. Nicholas, a bishop in the Catholic Church with violent tendencies towards people who didn't appreciate Jesus as much as they ought to, would feel about Santa Claus being the most beloved figure of the Christmas season? Maybe just in our culture, but I think we can all pretty much agree that he is more beloved than Jesus. Santa Claus is a figure who in myth is supposed to engender generosity, but who in practice has become the poster child for consumerism. What's more likely, seeing Santa at a used car lot in December, or seeing him at a soup kitchen in December? And who do you think makes more money at the mall? The Santa ringing the bell at the entrance, or the Santa you pay $10 to have your picture taken with? And if you don't believe me about Santa's centrality to Christmas, tell people you're celebrating Christmas in a totally secular way. Tell them that to you, Christmas means peace, cheer, and goodwill to all men, and Santa Claus. Note their reaction. Then tell people you're celebrating Christmas without Santa. Tell them Christmas to you means peace, cheer, and goodwill to men, and Jesus. My experience with that experiment has been a lot of people, like old St. Nick, want to punch me in the face. At any rate, I just wanted to give you all some food for thought. So have a very Merry Christmas and have a blessed feast of St. Nicholas.